All right, so tonight we're going to work on this orange here. So this one, that one here, right there. So this one has a little bit more lighter colors and orangey colors. So we're going to start with, I have here Cadmium Yellow Medium, Cadmium Red Light, Sap Green, Ultramarine Violet. So we're going to start with the orange itself, and then we'll work with adjusting the highlights. I'm going to take Cadmium Red Light, and I'm going to put a bit of yellow in it. Make it like an orangey kind of. Now this was the first layer, and this first layer needs to be adjusted. Let's take a little bit more of the Cadmium Red Light mixed with a bit of Cadmium Yellow Medium, and I'm also going to use a little bit of Ultramarine Violet, a little bit. Let's take a little bit more of Ultramarine Violet. It needs to be a darker orange, kind of. Yeah, that's better. So instead of doing a flat kind of brushstroke, I'm going to try to dab, not dots. It's more like big kind of dabs. So I'm using the corner of the brush mostly, but it's kind of flat. It's not dots, points. This is the brush stroke I'm using right now to give it texture, a hint of a texture in here. And I'll show you, and you will see it much better when I highlight. I do the highlighted part. Because when the surface of this orange is not flat, it's bumpy. So where it's up, you will see more colored, and when it's down, you'll see more shade. That's why we're doing a gentle kind of dots that are not 100%. It's not 100%. It's not flat. It's dots. Dots, but they're flat dots, big ones, not dots, small ones. Sometimes you see them connected. Sometimes you don't see them. They're not connected. Okay, I'm going to start doing this part, and you see here, this is a very strong highlight in here. This part is highlighted very strong. So I'm going to do it slowly because, again, what I want is a building. I'm going to build up the highlight. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the brightness. I'm adding now a lighter orange. So I'm just mixing yellow and red. And again, let me see, I might need to use round brush, but I will try first without, see how it goes. I'm using the corner of the brush. I'm gonna add now, this part right here has more red, kind of red orange, but more on the red side. Just pay attention to how the color changes between one corner and another. So the color, you can see that it's changing between each part of this orange. So you see that some parts it's closer to the next one because of the shadows. You'll see that it has more darks in there. And the one that is directly hit by the light has more highlights. And now I know we should put some, eventually, of course, some green, but we will put it after. For now, let's just just try to get the colors going, and then we will work on the rest. All right. So now I'm using a round brush, and I'm just going to use a bit of Cadmium Red Light, because eventually I'm going to start putting some of the greens and the highlights, and a round brush is much better for something like that. I'm going to take now orange and start adding this orange on this side. And also a bit of orange here. We're giving it more pronounced kind of texture. Take Ultramarine Violet with a bit of Sap Green. Round brush, and give this part darker shadow in here. Sorry, this shadow should be darker. Let's see if I can go to a darker one here. This is a touch of black.
Did you use Sap Green in there, Leo?
I'm using Sap Green right now, and because the Ultramarine Violet and Sap Green is not working, so I'm adding Ivory Black, and usually I don't do that, but this is a really dark. This is Ivory Black and Sap Green. It's okay. I mean, I can always adjust it after, but for some reason the paint is not adhering to, it's not taking. Let's see, I'm just going to stop for a minute, clean it up, and do it again. All right. Let's take some white, mix it with orange. yellows. And let's try to put a bit of strong highlights here. This should dry darker, and if it doesn't dry darker, then I will glaze it.
Zoom in a little.
Zoom in?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can zoom in and if it still works, because the camera usually, when I zoom in, the camera will make it look brighter than it is. All right, that's better. Okay.
Sorry, are you using green at all?
No, not yet. I'm just using right now white and orange, mixing white with orange, making my orange white, lighter. And slowly, I'm doing it slowly so I don't get strong whites right away. So I'm building up the white. I will be putting green soon.
So it's white and orange?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm painting, so I can't do two things at the same time.
No problem. No problem. I know how it feels. All right, let's try and get this going. So you see where the strong highlight is, as soon as you get out, go away from the spot where it's very light, then you get kind of dispersed highlights on the orange. It's not the same where the center is. The center is highlighted a lot. There's a lot of strong light in here in the center, and then away from it, the more we get away from that center, we have more, then the highlights become softer. So you add more color into your white, orange.
Did you put yellow in there in also, Leah, or is it just orange and white?
Or this right here now?
Yeah, that you're doing now.
Well, it's orange and white.
Orange.
But there's more orange in the white.
Okay.
Okay, but that's why there's a difference between this and this.
Right. The other one is more yellow.
Yeah.
More yellow.
Yeah, more stronger white in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is softer white because it's mixed with orange.
Okay.
The white is mixed with orange.
Is the orange, is that you're saying like now the cadmium red light? No.
No, cadmium red light and cadmium yellow medium. Yeah, the orange. That's the orange. Why?
Oh.
Are you were thinking of cadmium red light only?
Yes, because I'm getting pink.
No, it's an orange. Now I am putting a bit more yellow right now. Okay, so I didn't clean my brush. There's a light orange on it. I'm getting more yellow in that kind of light orange. And I'm going to put some yellow here. Because I see yellow more yellow in this area. The more you put, the more we layer colors, the nicer it will look. But again, the colors will have to be, they change from 1 square inch to another. They change. The values and the color itself is changing. More orange, more yellow here, right there, and more of a light orange here.
It looks reflective in there.
You mean it looks too?
No, it looks good.
Oh,
you can see a reflection.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay.
Good.
Because I'm actually fighting with the camera. I'm going to highlight a little bit with a kind of a dark. It's like reddish, a bit of red and orange in here. A red orange here. I'm adding right now Ultramarine Violet to this orange. And I'm going to come here and give this a little bit of a darker.
So where the highlight is, it's more yellow than red plus white.
Here.
Yes.
Yes. Right here. Top.
There's more yellow.
Yes.
Than red.
So you have yet more yellow in here. A lot more yellow, because we're going to be adding greens very soon. But for now, this is the layer where we have more yellow. And then we come here. It becomes a little bit more orangey. And then down here it becomes more red. That's why I'm saying in a small area, you have 3 colors changing fast. And I am adjusting. The more I paint, the more I adjust. So right now where the yellow is, it's not, the yellow here is not that big. The yellow here starts to turn a light orange from here down, light orange, right there. So it's yellow here, and it's yellow-green actually. But first, let's deal with yellow first. And then it starts to change into orange right here. And then we get to lower level. I'm going to add more cadmium red light down here, right there. So there's a transition between yellow, orange, and light, cadmium light, red light. And sometimes you see, honestly, you just see cadmium red light down here. It's just because the surface is not flat. There's a lot of light bouncing back and forth, bouncing off of the surface back and forth. So light, texture, color, it's all at the same time. I'm going to stop for a minute so you can get to this, because I'm going to start with the green and very shortly. All right, let's go to the greens now. So I'm using Sap Green. I'm going to take Sap Green, put it here. I'm adding Ultramarine Violet to it to tone it down and make it more earthy. And I am actually making it into a glaze. It's not thick. It's not a thick paint. It's thin paint. And I'm just going to put a couple of dots here and there. And okay, also, if I find that it's too much, they are turning too dark, that's okay. I can glaze it, glaze some orange over it, or, to tone it down.
So you're putting green in it now?
Mm-hmm. I'm glazing green on, glaze. It's not.
So what did you mix the green with?
I mixed the green, Sap Green, with Ultramarine Violet and water. It's right here. It's watery, kind of. But it has a bit of Ultramarine Violet in it. Now I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, put it in that green as well. And more yellow. So it's a greenish yellow here now, right here. Okay, so I need to adjust something. So I'm taking red, yellow, and I'm making an orange, like an orange. And a bit of white into the orange. More white. ultramarine, I'm using ultramarine violet in this area here to darken it. It's really dark right here. And ultramarine violet, the problem with ultramarine violet, it's really transparent. So that's why I have a tiny bit of black in here. And I'm going to add it to the ultramarine violet. Tiny bit. The tip of my brush. And that will turn this area here into a darker. Just need to dry a bit so I can adjust it. Let's take the same thing. Bit of black with ultramarine violet. More. I'm gonna let it dry a bit and then I will do another layer. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is just adding strong highlight. That's white with orange, more like a yellow orange. Okay, so more orange, more yellow. And I'm just gonna dab. This paint is not a glaze, it's paint. It's thick. The glaze is the greens. The green part is glazed on, but the rest is not glazed. So now I'm going to take the green, put white, because that's where the highlight is. And then I'm going to glaze this part with green, light green. But to get a strong glaze, it needs to be, now you can see it. Now you can see the hint of green in here, in this area here. There's a hint of green in there. And also, actually, if you look carefully, there's a hint of green, light green over here as well. I will be taking a picture of this and sending it to everybody so you can see it and kind of with the picture, so it's easier to see what's happening in here. Okay. All right. Next week we'll work on the rest.